Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with some more live stream action on Structure Studios 101 and Pool Studio Blue. We have our grid and our snaps detached so we can keep this insight in mind. I was working on this pretty cut up complex roof house here. It's pretty crazy. It's got like this big 16-foot drop down here. I haven't really messed with the elevations. I just got the elevations down to this level, which is where the pool and outdoor living is going to be. This is a 60 inches raised here, so I got to get some steps down here. I got to somehow fill this in. This is an enclosed patio. I haven't put this roof in yet because I'm just now block puzzling this thing together. So I figured that I would jump on a live stream here and show you guys kind of where I'm at with this roof. Currently, I have one, two, three sections of this roof, and what I need to do is eliminate this ridge here. So what I'm going to do is try to piece this together and eliminate a piece or two to get it to this right here. So how I do that, I figured that there's a lot of people that try to make these houses, or when you're modeling in structure studios, you're trying to make it all one piece, and that'll never happen. That is impossible with this program. You can't make these things in one piece. You're going to have to block puzzle this together. This is not a professional line modeling program, okay? It's just not. So you're not going to get that one piece, one click, and you magically have a complex roof. It's not going to happen. You got to block puzzle this thing together. The way to do that with your grid and your line snaps, I'm always on a 1-inch grid for accuracy, and for if I'm drawing anything straight lines, grid is the only thing that I have checked with my relative angle and my autocomplete, of course. Grid is the only snap that's going to be checked here because I need to make sure that everything is stacked and layered properly. So what I'm going to do, this is the way that I normally do this. I'll go ahead and I'm blowing through this. This is my first layer walls, and if I go into 2D and I have my survey here, if you notice that this survey is a plot survey, you can kind of make out the contour lines of how this terrain drops down this way. Again, I haven't gotten to the terrain yet. I just got it down to where my outdoor living, my swimming pool, and everything's going to be, which is going to be out here. So this drops this way is how this terrain falls. So I have dropped it down to the level that I need it, which is going to be here at the equipment pad. That's the level that's the outdoor living space is going to be. Once I lay all this out, then I'll start working in my terrain afterwards. But right now we're going to work on the house. I always build the house first in these in Structure Studios in these type of applications here. And yes, this is a custom material. It's a painted brick material from my personal library. Um, so if you were wondering about that. But we're focusing on this right here. I need this over here to be to be right. I don't need that ridge there. Now I have put in where we can have individual control over ridges. So like I'm hoping that each break in the line, I'll be able to double click and then double click that piece of ridge and remove it while still keeping this ridge right here. So it would act more like gutters. So we would be able to control the ridges, but we don't have that yet. I'm hoping to get it in version 4 sometime in the next year or so. Maybe in an update or a patch or something like that would be fantastic. But I have sent them the developer videos on this particular thing. It would really help us out. That way, when we start piecing these things together, we can remove things that we don't need. So just to kind of maintain that accurate look. But yeah, for this particular one, I need to get rid of this ridge. So I figured I can make this in 1 or 2 pieces. And so that's what we're going to do here. So what I usually do is once I get it to where I'm at, and I say, well, I need to work on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the sections that I want to connect, which is going to be this section and this section. So there's 3 pieces here. I'm going to hold shift. I'm just going to move this over to the side, just like this right here. So once let me turn this off, Control B is going to turn all this off. So once I get this section here, you can see all the pieces. There's 3 pieces here. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to highlight all the way around just to kind of see what I can eliminate and and consolidate. Essentially, that's what I'm doing. I'm consolidating. So first of all, I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to zoom in and make sure that I'm snapped. See, I'm not snapped because I need this to be clean, because I need these sections to come together cleanly. And so I'm just going to click this because this is the height that I want. So the command's going to retain. So whichever section that I click, it's going to retain that section. So I'm just going to click this section because I want it to be here. And I'm just going to start outlining this. So D shortcut key, I'm going to start on this corner here, click, and I'm just going to start following this guy around to the blue lines. Whoops, I need to escape. D shortcut key, there we go, want that. I'm going to come all the way around like this. Stop on that line, click. Go and click, click. I'm going to finish this off over here, click. All right, now we're going to look at this. All right, so now we have the pieces. So there's our 1, 2. I know this is going to be this. I'm going to double click this. I know this is a gable. So we're going to gable that. So I'm using this as a template, essentially, is what I'm doing here. So I'm going to click that face and turn it into a gable. And this one here is also a gable. But watch this. Okay, so this comes way too far out. Let me get over and see. Here we go. Let me show you what I'm working on here. So this is the house. If you notice, look at this terrain. This is crazy. Okay, so this section here, this is going to be a separate piece right here. This little shed, it kind of sheds back in. It's got a gable, gable, gable. All of these walls are, this line and this line are the same plate height, and then this kind of goes up like 6 or 12 inches here, and we'll work that out here in just a second. So, but this is what I'm trying to achieve here is this section right here. So I'm zipping through these photos here. So this is higher than this section, which is totally fine. And this is the house. So very nice custom home here. Very, very nice. We're going to get these little details in the brick, little brick details. So this right here is where we're at. And so it had that ridge right there, right? So we're trying to eliminate that ridge. I need this to come together pretty clean. So this has ridge vents is what this is what you're seeing. These are ridge vents. These are caps. This is a ridge vent. So it really doesn't have ridges. It just has ridge vents. But we don't have ridge vents in this program, so we're just going to use the ridge caps. So here we go. So we have this section here, like this. In this section, there's another shed section. You can kind of see it right here. And then we add all these in later. I'm not doing anything in the front of this house, but I will model out the walls and the roof lines just because, my OCD will not allow me to do anything else. And we're just going to kind of scroll through some images that I was provided with so you can kind of see the shed section over here. It's a little higher, and we'll fix all that here in a bit. So if you notice, look at this crazy terrain. There's going to be all kinds of terrace walls out here and planters. We got to hold all this back and retain it, so that's going to be fun. So here we go. This is just crazy fall in these houses out here. Beautiful land out here. All right, so there's that section. So we're kind of right here is where we are in the model at this point. So, and we'll get to all this timber post and detail stuff, cable railing, that sort of thing. All the little detail stuff we're gonna do, probably today or tomorrow. Here's the stairs that come down. So the stairs are gonna come down to the pool area. I think there's like a fire pit or something up here, and then pool out here, planter. We got to get down out into the, the property. So very crazy here. And there's the back. There's that section there. And there's some measurements that was provided. These are the elevation. There's a septic tank out here, which we're totally fine. We're far enough away. Now we're just going to kind of zoom through and get around to the area that the area in question that we're trying to to model, which is this section right here. So we're on this side of the house. So this is kind of where I was at this point. But if you notice that I'm not going to be able to do this section with it, this gable section here is going to have to be a completely separate piece, and I'll show you why. Essentially, I'm going to eliminate one piece out of a three-piece section, which is the goal. I need as few pieces as possible. So this is kind of why I do this. Again, mainly I don't want to see that ridge there. I know that I'm not doing anything to the front of the house. There is the front porch gable here on the front. I just don't want to see it. So this is going to apply to you guys and whatever it is that you are modeling in this program. Because again, keep in mind it's a big block puzzle. You can't intersect faces and things like you can with a professional line modeling architectural program like Revit or SketchUp or one of those. So we just have to make do with what we have. But it's okay. You can still do it, and you can still make create very detailed architectural models in this program with the new tools that we have available to us, thankfully. So again, I want to eliminate this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this section, not this gable, and the main section of the house all in one piece. That's why I copied this over, and I'm using it as a template just to roll back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate this piece right here because we're just going to have to do this piece separate. So if you notice, I got 1, 2 pieces, and this is I got 1, 2, 3 pieces, just like this right here. So we're going to eliminate that. So this is how I do it. So once I bring this over, I outline what I want to change. Now in this particular case, it is going to be, I'm going to roll this into this ridge, just like this. This line is the ridge for this gable. And we're just going to start making some adjustments here and just start, eliminating sections. I don't need these divide points here. I thought I could make it work, but I just couldn't. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to roll this back like so. And then we're going to look and see where we are. So let's see what we got here. So now we're looking pretty good. So I'm going to delete that section. This I know is a gable. Over in roof section tools here, and change this to gable. There we go. I'm going to eliminate this piece. This is also a gable. There we have it. And then this section here is also a gable. There we go. Now I can delete this piece. And there we have it. So now I have, see how clean that is from here to here? See, this is one piece. This is 1, 2, 3 pieces. So this is kind of how I reverse engineer things and how I kind of work backwards when I'm building these house models in Structure Studio's program. Because this is going to help you in the future understand how to put this block puzzle together. Yeah, it's this big block puzzle. So now I need this gable section. So what I'm going to do is, let me just come over here, see what we got. Is I am going to just draw this. I shouldn't have deleted that one section there because that was what I was going to trace. So be careful what all you delete. Yeah, there we go. So be careful what all you say. I don't need this section anymore because I've already done that. I don't need the main section. I don't need this section, but I do need this section. I'm going to use it as a template. So I just kind of delete things as I move along. So we're going to change this back to a gable. Gable, there we go. And I think that one's already a gable there. Yes. So I can, no, there we go. Gable, there we go. All right. So I'm going to eliminate this section here of the gable because I just want to keep this section here. So I'll show you how this comes together cleanly. So I'm going to get up here, draw a line, A, shortcut key for line, click, D, shortcut key. I'm just going to roll this over here just like this right here, and click. Make sure I'm nice and straight, nice and snapped. And I know this is a gable. And I need to change this one to a gable also. There we go. All right. There we have it. So now all I need to do is just roll this guy back this way. Away. So we're going to see kind of where we are with that. Now that we have that, we can delete this. We can kind of see our gap, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for our gap here that we need to fix. So back in this section, I'm just going to close this gap up a little bit. Looks like I need a little bit more. So I can do this in 3D. Click, click, click. There we go. I don't want to go too much. I just want to keep it, I want to keep it, everything as minimal as I possibly can. Just make sure that I'm snapped. It's 40 feet. And that's that. So now, let me change this to a gable. There we have it. So now, this section here with this section and this section is no longer 3 pieces. It's now only 2 pieces, which is perfect. So now what I do is I'm going to grab this section here, which is going to be, let me grab this right here, this section, just like this section right here. That's what we're going to be focusing on now that we've got the main body of the roof taken care of. So what I'm going to do is let me get this back over here. So I'm going to get this back on the main house. So I'm just going to delete all of this stuff because I don't need it. I'm about to roll this over. So if you notice that I have my first floor walls, which is going to be this section here, my first floor walls, and I am underground 10 feet because of the terrain. See how the terrain drops down? It's just crazy. This is going to drop down even further this way once I'm finished. But I always will draw my first floor walls as one section and then start layering in and block puzzling in everything else. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to highlight all. I'm just going to roll this guy over here and snap it because I know everything's snapped. And now I'm working on this section. Right there. That's the section. So I gotta clean that. It's so much, much cleaner. I'll change this material. The material stage, I'm gonna double click my main. And I'm going to, let me see. Okay. Control V. And then this section, while everything's highlighted, double click again. And then hold control and then click that face. So now I'm going to change this to this siding material. So Control C, I'm going to copy that back over here. Double click to highlight all. Double click to highlight the face that I want to change. Roll around, hold Control, click, and then Control V to paste, and there we have it. And there's going to be this the shed section here. And I'll fix this little Z fighting here in just a second. But there we go. So it's already much, much cleaner and only in 2 pieces. So this piece and this piece, plus this little section here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in the house stage and grab this section here. So what I usually would do is come in here like this and go click, and then click on this wall. D shortcut key for outline tool. I'm going to roll this back because it's only like a small shed back into that roof. See, like this right here. This is what we're looking at. Have it. So we're at 10. Let's see. Yeah, so 10-foot plate. So I'm going to come up with this shed. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We're going to do something like that. So click to highlight the face I want to change. So highlight, hold control, click, click. I only want the 3 faces. I want this to maintain shed, gable. And there we go. Look at that. See, we're a little bit high over here. And we have this gap here. So what I need to do is roll this back into the house. And then I'm going to change this side only. I'm going to highlight this side. I'm going to click the fascia that I want to change. Oops, it did the whole thing. I don't want to do that. I just want to do the one. So click that, just that face. There we go. Now I can do just this one side here. Keep the soffit, because this is a this overhang here is going to be more like this here. You see how this comes together like this? So the way I did that was this section. Come back down just like that. You see this is higher. It's supposed to be like this. So about a foot up, 12 inches or so. So here's another cool thing. This is what I really like about the new update here. I'm going to double click, make sure I'm selected on my house. All right. And then I am going to go into House tab, my point. Use this point, click. I'm just going to drop these points down 1 foot. But you got to make sure that everything is equal. Otherwise, you're going to have like a funky looking angled roof line. So there we go. While still maintaining the front. You see how the front, and I didn't mess with any of that. I just dropped the angle down with the point height. Just like that. For this particular one, you could essentially, let me reset these. There we go. Reset that. Click that point. Reset that. Whoop. Come on. Click that point and reset. There we go. All right. I guess essentially I could just drop this section down just like this without doing the point heights, but you can do, there's always going to be more than one way to do something in this program. But just to show you what the points will do in certain applications, you're going to have to use those points. So that's where you find it. House tab, point, and then you just make adjustments. But you always have to make sure that they're equal. Like all your divide points on your house lines will have to be um, symmetrical, like parallel, adjacent from each other. So it's, so everything is equal when you maintain. Otherwise, you're going to have this weird looking, like a Harry Potter house, type of, thing. Should be kind of weird. So we're going to go back in here. Now this looks like, let me see if I can grab an image. Yeah. So this does roll past the overhang just a little bit, like a roof return right here. So that's good. That's going to help us out. So because I got to close this little gap. You see this gap right here? And so I'm just going to roll this past because there's my line. I'm going to go to the wall. This is the wall line. And there we have it. So now, with just a few adjustments, I've got this where I want it. Get a picture, move back to the image. There we go. It's just like this. See? So you can kind of see what we got going on. You see that? So there's that. Okay. So we got our raise. Here's our this. It's our roof return there. Stop it here. This is brick. All this. So we're good to go. So I'm pleased with this side of the house. Now we can go ahead and finish this off. So essentially this is how I break these houses down, especially on these little type of complex things right here. This is not, it's not complex. It's relatively simple. If you have the methods and procedures, like all the videos that we have on the YouTube channel. Let's add some gutters. We add some gutters here. Yeah, they all are the same methods. It's the same methods, the same applications, the same principles, the same routines. It's always going to be the same. It's just a big block puzzle. You just have to section these things together. And if you use your grid, if you use your snaps properly, it's very clean when it comes together. You see how clean it is? It's very clean. And you're not going to see this stuff. So you can see the geometry issues in your presentations when you don't use your grid and your line snaps. Plus, if you want these things to, again, you want them to come together nice and clean, you got to use your grid and your line snaps. I'm telling you, it's going to speed your process up 30% of your workflow time. Because all I got to do, because I know, like when I like this right here, when I just rolled this over, I just snapped it to this corner because I already know everything's snapped to a 1-inch grid. So that is the that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to jump in here and um, just show you guys just kind of where I was in this model. I figured that it would be I figured it would be a good place to show you guys. On where I was with this particular model here. Again, just trying to eliminate pieces. Just trying to eliminate pieces. That was the main thing, is to get in there, eliminate sections, because it's more like a challenge for me. It's like, okay, you know what? I got this house. I've done entire models and then come back and said, hey, let me see if I can reduce the amount of pieces it took me to do this house here. And this is kind of how these methods and things develop, because I click all the buttons and I, work through all of the functions and just say, hey, look, is this going to work? Is this going to work? How's this going to work? Just like we did just now. See, it didn't work with that section. So I was like, well, unfortunately, in this program, there's no way to just roll back that section and keep this section. I tried the jerking heads and the mansard sections. It just didn't work out. Um, the way that I wanted it to. Dutch gable, it just didn't work out. So that's kind of where I ended up here. Plus, I have a little more control over this because of this section right here needed to be a little bit higher, but still maintain this plate height here, and this plate height needed to be a little bit lower. So the best possible application here was to just make this a separate piece. But I did eliminate one piece out of this roof, and so that's kind of that's the whole point there. So I'm going to go ahead and model through this and finish this out. But I figured that while I was here, I would jump on and just show you guys on a live stream what you're kind of looking at as far as how I approach these type of houses that are all cut up like this on these roof lines. But yeah, more live streams to come. This is going to be, this is not like an official live stream, because I figured I would just jump over here and do this while we were, moving along in this particular model, and show you guys real quick, just kind of where I was, and how to eliminate these things like this right here and just maintain this roof altogether. But yeah, there are over 85 videos on the members channel. So if you want to grab a membership, we would certainly appreciate that. You can get a bronze at $5.99 per month. That's as cheap as it is on YouTube for anything like this. And you can have access to all of those videos. A silver and a platinum is going to get you request perks. So if you had a request for something, you can certainly put in a request. Also, for platinum members, you're going to have access to the scheduled live streams where we can get in here and just have us a powwow while everybody's working. And so if I'm just going to work through models just like this right here from start to finish, that is, on the scheduled live streams for platinum subscribing members for the platinum channel here on YouTube. So yeah, click that join button, look through the memberships, and just pick a package that you want there, bronze, silver, or platinum. And then if you just want access to all of the videos, then just grab you a bronze, $5.99 per month. This is per month, so it's not like it's a few bucks per month. And what this does is just goes to you know, anything that comes in is going straight back into you guys. The giveaways, we do cables, and as we grow, then of course the giveaways are going to get you know much larger. I'm hoping that there would be enough coming in where I can just give everything back to you guys, as far as giveaways go, and to all of the members and subscribers on the channel. So, but yeah, live streams are going to be cool. The schedule live streams, like I said, I'm just going to hit schedule. Say, let's just say, for example, we're going to go on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're going to start this, and then I'm just going to start the live stream. You guys can jump in, and while you're working, just have this up on another screen or in another window. That way you can type into the chat. And if you're working on something, you have any type of issues as I'm modeling through, I'm just going to jump over here to the side. Say, hey, yeah, do it like this. Click, 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 and then show you how to do it. But I need reference images, so either use the YouTube members community to post reference images, or hit me up on the Facebook group VIP 3D Core Essentials. Just shoot me a message. And with reference images. So the more reference images we have, the better. We have to have reference images, otherwise we are not going to be able to help you, as we don't know what you're trying to do. You can try to explain it, that doesn't work. Reference images are always best. The more reference images, the better. That way we can help you guys better. Yeah, utilize the Facebook group and utilize the YouTube member community chat that you can put up videos and images in that as well. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you being members of the channel. And again, this is a public stream here for you guys just to kind of see what we got going on, and then you can go ahead and grab you a platinum membership. Will get you access to those live streams that we just went over right there. So again, always be creative, guys. I will catch you on the next one. And you got any questions, always comment in the comment section below, and then we'll catch you on the next one. All right, have a good time.